After the fight with Muhammad Ali, I was devastated. I lost with my beloved heavyweight championship of the world. I wanted revenge. But time was softened for me. He called me somewhere in the late 70s and said, "George, would you do me a favor?" After complimenting me for about 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Please come back and beat Ken Norton for me." He said, "I can't beat him." "But you can beat him, George. He's afraid of you." Here he is asking me for a favor of this sort. He said, "I'll give you a title shot." And from that point on, we became so close. From the late 70s all the way to yesterday at his passing, we were very close. You saw him on television, there was no one more beautiful. You saw him walking down the street, he was a beautiful thing to see. What a phenomenon. You had to see him, even if you pulled against him, you wanted to be a part of it. He moved around the ring, he had style and class, he was tall and good looking. Everything you'd want from a boxer, wrestler, football player. And to be honest with you, he belonged to the arts because he had poetry, he had it all. I got into the ring when I fought him expecting a big brute or somebody who could box, who could jab, who could punch. I didn't find any of that. But what I did find was a presence like none other. You could do whatever you wanted to do. He was going to be on his feet for the next round. Never seen that kind of presence in a human being. I don't think our sport will ever be the same again. I think Muhammad Ali and I did something for the world because people in Saudi Arabia, China, Japan, all over Africa, Europe, they all stood up at weird hours of the morning and night to see that fight. And they looked at it from Africa and they saw two men contending. One was supposed to win and the other had no chance. And they were shocked to see the Muhammad Ali win that fight. Muhammad Ali didn't have a lot of muscles. He wasn't all that strong. I'd been in the ring with stronger human beings. But this man's presence dominated that fight. That presence. You could hit him where you hit everyone else, but he was not willing to fall. He was not willing to be counted out. It was only a few months ago, Muhammad Ali, I went down to Louisville, Kentucky, where Sports Illustrated unveiled their new Legacy Award. They were going to name the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award for Sports Illustrated, and I helped unveil it, and I spent some time with Muhammad then, whispered in his ear. He's still sharp in the mind, he was, but physically he wasn't the same guy, and I understood that. If I had to do all over again, I never would have signed to fight Muhammad Ali.
What? Why? I mean, two of the best squaring off, you wouldn't want that opportunity?
You know, it's two of the best squaring off, but I wouldn't have taken that fight. No, if I had to do all over again, I would watch films and I would have seen, leave that one alone.